So here's the thing. I plan on making a video covering Summer Games Fest, the current successor, I suppose, to E3. Pretty much the only event like this that's left outside of maybe the Game Awards, where a bunch of companies come together and just reveal a whole bunch of shit that they're working on. However, because Sony has to be different, they decided to release a State of Play, which is pretty much just this big press release that Sony does to say, hey, here's all the game stuff that we're doing, a couple of days early. And one game from this State of Play has set the internet ablaze with hatred, and that is Concord. I'm sure that if you were paying attention, you may have heard of this game by now, maybe even seen a couple of people talk about it, but I want to take a second here to just sort of look into why this game specifically set so many people off. So, what is Concord? Well, my friends, it is the 4 scariest words to any video game player: a live service hero shooter. For people who don't know, let's break down really quick what these mean. A live service game is a game that's either free or generally cheaper than your common AAA game, so maybe like $30 or something along those lines. However, in one way or another, the game is designed to receive constant income, and in return, you will be getting constant and frequent updates to the game. Basically, you get a game for cheap, but you pay for it as you go along, and get some new content every couple of months. Now, the live service market is very oversaturated, if you ask me. There's a reason why game companies would want this. It's constant revenue for a game where most of the work is already done. You just slap on a new skin or maybe a map or something of the sort every couple of months and boom, there you go. Certainly still takes effort, don't get me wrong, in the best case scenarios that is, but the load requires less resources, so that way you can have a smaller team working on this game while a bigger team works on the next game. This is, in theory, a good idea, however the problem is that a lot of these games really want your fucking money. The best of live service games are ones that both don't really incentivize you to pay a lot of money, and also have something unique about them, so that they stand out. Think something like Helldivers 2, or even, god dare I say this, Fortnite. Sure, you can give these games money if you so desire, but they're completely enjoyable in their base form, and also provide a unique gameplay loop that you just can't get somewhere else. Also, I know that Helldivers 2 isn't dead anymore, thanks for telling me. Hero shooters, on the other hand, are a subgenre of the shooter genre, where the gimmick is that you have a varied cast of characters, both in terms of personality and gameplay styles, that you can use throughout different game types and matches in order to accomplish your goal. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but as far as I remember, there's only been 2 successful attempts at making a hero shooter in the past. Team Fortress 2 worked because it's one of the greatest design games ever made, with a small yet very dense cast of characters with huge and memorable personalities. And Overwatch only worked because everyone wants to fuck every single character in that game. Jokes aside, even if they are mostly known for, sex, a lot of the Overwatch characters do have distinct personalities, and I do at least remember quite a few of them. Now, you got the sniper with the butt, you got the big muscle mommy, you got the edgiest man on the fucking universe, and you have the cowboy who had to have his name changed because a bad thing has happened. These characters, while for perhaps different reasons, are memorable, and that's kind of the key to a hero shooter success. Name 2 different characters from Battleborn. Like I said, both of these subgenres are very oversaturated at the moment, and also very hard to make work. And then here comes Sony with a big shit-eating grin on its face, spending 10 goddamn minutes promoting this Concord game like it's the next GTA 5. Forgive me for being a bit crass here, but Concord just looks fucking lame. There's really nothing about it that stands out. Everything here just looks boring and generic. The gameplay just looks like it's bootleg Overwatch, and the characters just look like they're bootleg Guardians of the Galaxy. However, being completely fair, there is one design that actually, to me, looks kinda cool, and that's the mushroom alien. I don't know, there's something about it. You don't really see a lot of fungal aliens too much, so I think it stands out. But beyond that, everything here just looks boring and generic. Hell, so much so that there's actually a point in the trailer where I had to stop and ask myself if this is actually a hero shooter. So many of the character designs just look so generic, I thought they were just random enemies. Like, look at these fucking guys. These just look like fucking normal NPCs. I legitimately thought this was a single player or maybe a Left 4 Dead style adventure, until I went back and rechecked to make sure that they did say that this is a 5v5 game. Which I think just goes to show just how generic and lame a lot of these character designs are. None of these fuckers stand out. Hell, even some of the characters they spotlight don't stand out. You know what they look like? They all look like background characters. Like, you know how when you're watching like a Star Trek movie or something, or Star Wars, and there's this big scene with all these different groups of people and aliens? These guys all look like they would be in the group and not say anything. You know? That's what these guys look like to me. And again, Sony spent 10 minutes of a 30-minute state of play just focusing on this one game. I think that's really the main reason why everyone got so pissed off about this. It's not just that it's a boring, soulless, stupid video game that doesn't look fun or anything like that. We're getting used to that at this point. It's that they confidently went on for so long for a game in a subgenre that people are getting fucking tired of. I am nowhere near the first person to say this, but I am so fucking tired of live service games. It seems like almost every other AAA game that comes out nowadays is a live service game. And that's just so fucking lame. You remember that Marvel game that looked like it was going to just be a single-player adventure game where you play as a bunch of Marvel characters, and then like 2 hours in it revealed it was actually a live service game? That fucking sucked. That pissed off a lot of people, and for good reason, mind you. It was a full-priced game. I think we're just all getting sick of games coming out with costumes and shops on day one, you know? In a day and age where everything is becoming more and more expensive, just enjoying the hobby of video games is starting to become a hassle because, again, they're becoming too expensive. You know, it's one thing for game prices to go up from $60 to $70, but it's another for the random amount of just corporate greed that we've been seeing this year. Escape from Tarkov's $200 DLC, Microsoft spending an assload of money just to shut down a bunch of studios for shits and giggles, I guess. The Helldivers 2 thing that got me so pissed off I made a video in 2 days about it. And video game cosmetics, which used to cost like maybe $1 at max, are now costing $5, $10, $20, $30, $60 for a single skin. It's fucking maddening. I think that most people now are just legitimately at their wits' end and just want to play normal video games again. They just want to go home, buy a game, sit down, play it, and then be done with it. They don't want to have long roads of stuff that's going to be added later on that you're going to have to pay extra money for, you know? And I feel like Concord is just acting as the perfect lightning rod for all of this aggression. A soulless, lame-looking live service hero game that Sony is so proud to tell you about. I'm willing to bet this game will probably be dead in a couple of months. And I think we'll all be happier for it. Maybe then they'll finally learn that we don't want to do this anymore. But, you know, I doubt it. I'm Sir Strongman, and that was the thing.